You know what? I'll say it. Getting monetized on YouTube is completely overrated. And here are the 5 main reasons why. Wait, what? Oh, this video is supposed to be about how getting monetized on YouTube isn't overrated? Well, that's embarrassing. Let's talk about why everyone saying YouTube monetization is overrated is totally wrong. Hey everyone, if we haven't met, my name's Joseph and I make videos about living a regret-free life, among other things. I recently got monetized after posting videos semi-consistently for 7 months, and I've been hearing a lot of people say about how after you reach the 1,000 sub, 4,000 watch hour goal, that monetization feels super overrated. And today I wanted to share my own thoughts on reaching this milestone, and by the end of this video, I might just give you some fresh motivation if you're working towards getting your channel monetized. All right, first, let's rapid fire go over the top biggest reasons why people are calling YouTube monetization overrated. Complaint number 1 is the money is terrible. This is probably the most common thing I hear, people saying, I finally got monetized and you barely make any money, unless you're getting millions of views, because then otherwise AdSense is kind of pointless. Point number 2 is that it pigeonholes you into algorithm-friendly content. A lot of creators feel like once they get monetized, then the goal shifts and they start chasing what the algorithm wants instead of making what they actually care about. They end up burnt out, making content designed to please YouTube rather than themselves or their audience. Point number 3 is you'll be getting obsessed with metrics. Watch time, CTR analytics. People warn that monetization turns you into some crazy person who refreshes their analytics page every 5 minutes and obsesses over numbers. That may or may not be true whether you're monetized or not. And complaint number 4 is you can make more money in other ways. There's sponsorship, affiliate marketing, products, Patreon. Many creators argue that there are way more lucrative ways than AdSense, and none of them require monetization to get started. So why even worry about getting into the YouTube Partner Program? Okay, so these are real concerns, but here's why I think these complaints calling monetization overrated completely miss what are actually the huge benefits that come with being fully monetized. Now, when I got the email saying I was accepted in the YouTube Partner Program, it was a big shift for me, honestly. I mean, think about this. 1,000 people have chosen to subscribe to your channel. An average movie theater will seat around 150 people. So that's like filling out almost 7 movie theaters to the max. Pretty awesome. And 4,000 watch hours is around 167 days. That's viewers from all over the world spending almost half a year of continuous time watching your content. As my grandma would say, that's nothing to shake a stick at. So honestly, that validation can be the difference between giving up at month 8 or pushing through until things actually start taking off for your channel. Now, I've only been monetized for about a month and a half, and I made a grand total of $13.57. Yay. Now, when I look into my monetization stats, I see that some days I'm just pulling in a few cents, and my best day so far was a little over $1.50. And you know what? That's actually really cool. It's literal internet monies that previous work that I did created for me. For example, I made a wallet review 7 months ago, and it's still making a few cents every single day. I made it once, just keeps working. Now, I know that 2 cents doesn't feel exciting in any means, but if you realize what you're actually doing is you're building a library of assets. Each video has that potential to become a tiny money printer that can run while you sleep. So that 2 cents can become 20 cents or $2 or 20 bucks or who knows. As your channel grows and your library expands, that amount expands with it. And here's another thing that people forget. If you do happen upon a breakout viral video and you're not monetized yet, you miss out on all of that monetization money while that happens. And that's pretty lame. If there's one thing that wealthy people all have in common, it's multiple streams of income. And this is just one step in that direction. Hey guys, Editor Joseph here. So just a couple days after filming this video, I noticed something interesting that happened in the analytics. So recently I posted a pretty simple video. It was basically just a setup guide to the gold nugget nerd miner that I got, which is a very tiny lottery Bitcoin miner. If you're interested in what that is, you can check the video here. But if you look at what's been happening is this video has been getting quite a few views consistently every single hour. If we go over to what the revenue of the channel has been doing more recently right after that, is all of a sudden you'll see that there's this spike, and now the most I've made on a single day is $5.47. So, and that is basically all just from this one video here. Let's pop into the analytics more specific of that one so I can show you kind of what can happen. This still is just a relatively small thing. This video isn't going viral crazy by any means, but what it does look like is that it has been ranked in the algorithm. So as you can see, it kind of had this average start and then it kind of tapered off a little bit, but then it kind of got this nice slow growth here. And as you can see, it's just been getting consistent views. And if we look at the reach, part of this is because the click-through rate on this one is quite high. It's much higher than normal. And so it's been giving me a very consistent amount of impressions. progression. See this nice curve here? That's just evident to a really nice consistent level. And as you can see, this video is actually being driven more by search than the browse. Browse is only 10% of this video. You can see that search is 70%. So you can see a lot of the traffic is coming from Google. And then also the content that's suggesting it is exactly the right kind of content. Sometimes in these kind of videos, it's all kind of all over the place with my channel. It doesn't really know where to suggest content. And so it kind of just is guessing wildly. But for this one, you can tell it knows exactly what it's doing. And so I think the views will slow down probably in a couple of days, but it'll probably still consistently be feeding some views in, which means that it is going to continue just printing a very small amount of money. As you can see here, it's not too much, but it's pretty cool when you see something like this happen. So that's one of the powerful things about this. I just wanted to tell you that. All right. Back to the video. Next, being monetized actually unlocks new features for you in YouTube. If you hit that mid-tier monetization, which is the 500 subs and 3,000 watch hours, then you get super chats, super thanks, channel memberships, and these are just different ways that your viewers can actually support you before you reach that AdSense tier and the full monetization of the YouTube Partner Program. Now, apparently you get priority access to creator support. I'm not sure how helpful that is, but I mean, hey, who doesn't like priority service? But there still is something that's a little less tangible that matters just as much, and that's legitimacy. Being monetized signals to sponsors, potential collaborators, even your audience that you're serious. You're not a quitter. I mean, less than 6% of channels are in the YouTube Partner Program. If you are monetized, then you are already in a very elite club, and that credibility can matter for leveraging opportunities and a greater success later on in your journey. Anyone who's starting a YouTube channel knows that getting the 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours isn't easy. It requires you to learn all kinds of things, to be an expert at thumbnails, titles, storytelling, how to keep people watching. You're increasing your video production skills, your graphic design skills. You have to be consistent. You have to pay attention to what works and what doesn't. You have to learn how to deliver well to camera. You have to quit worrying about what people might think about you. You have to get over how much you hate how your voice sounds. I mean, join the club. No, literally, it's a legitimate club. I made t-shirts. Check out the link below. If you hit monetization, you figured out something that most people who post on YouTube never will. That's how to make people actually watch your content. You develop some real skills. If you hit monetization, you figured out something that most people on YouTube haven't found yet. And that's how to make people actually watch your content. Unless you posted one video that went mega viral overnight, in which, forget everything I just said. You learn nothing, and the rest of us secretly loathe you to our core. But in all seriousness, if there's been striving, failing, improving, and learning on this journey, then that growth is probably one of the most valuable parts of this whole thing. And it's a part that people often forget to mention. I think the core issue is one of expectations. People hit monetization thinking, this is it, I've made it. And then reality hits when you realize that it might take actually a whole year before you even reach the minimum threshold for the amount for YouTube to even cut you one check. But that's not this monetization thing being overrated. That's called having unrealistic expectations. This whole YouTube monetization thing is only overrated if you expect it to be life-changing immediately, because more often than not, it really isn't. Look, I'm not pretending YouTube monetization is perfect, and when it happens, the money alone definitely isn't going to be life-changing for most. But calling it overrated ignores all the other stuff. So if you're working towards monetization right now, don't let the cynics get in your head. For my small channel, hitting monetization was genuinely awesome and validating, and it was totally worth it. Just not always for the reasons I originally thought it would be. If you want to hear about the biggest mistakes I made on this journey, I made a video breaking down the 5 biggest ones, and you can find that right here. And as always, we'll see you next time, fam.